a succession of blowouts. An average winning margin of 16.5 points in the first two games of Coca-Cola over Air 21 and Alaska. Now, you talk about the lineup of Coca-Cola, you've got to talk about their twin towers. Si Rafi Rivas and Ali Peak make a formidable twosome in the front line. Makikita po natin the starting lineups now of both teams. Check out Purefoods playing with the two Yaps in the backcourt. And of course, this is an all-Filipino tournament. Wala pong imports dito. So you will see now a lot of new roles being played by key local players. As you see, for instance, here, see James Yap sliding over to number 2. Roger Yap playing number 1. Later on, we'll probably see Roger Yap sliding over to number 2. We had an occasion to discuss this with Dominic Uy before this game. And I'm sure in the course of our coverage, he will be giving us a lot of tidbits and sidelights as to new player roles now that we're engaged in an all-Filipino tournament.
Oh, Miko, you know, itong sinabi mo nga, we were talking about it, that Roger Yap might be able to play alongside Paul Artadi in today's game. You know, we know that the quickness of those two guys will be really good para dito sa Chunky Giants. Pero yun nga sabi ni Coach Ryan Gregorio, yung dalawang tinitignan niya na magandang lalaro in this conference, June Limpot and Paul Artadi, who've been really working on their games. At, you know, a sidelight on June Limpot. Itong si June Limpot, sabi na it's a blessing in disguise na 9 minutes lang yung average ng si Limpot last conference because he's coming out in this conference very fresh.
Well, 33 minutes in the last game, or rather the first game of June Limpot, nakita natin, Limpot and Ali Peak very early in this game, nagigira na, they're already jockeying for position, they're butting up against each other. That's going to be a confrontation. Look at that, Limpot versus Peak.
Well, Limpot is going to need every ounce of experience in his grizzled body to try and match up with Peak. So Will Antonio knocks in the first 2 points para sa Coca-Cola Tigers.
Well, it's key that the shooters of Coca-Cola, namely Antonio and John Arrigo, and throw in Denok Miranda as well, no, are in sync offensively, because that will give an opportunity for a lot of the big men to work their magic inside the paint. Be easier for them to move around if the hot shooters from the outside are clicking.
Foul spotted by Noel Kilingen. Noel, by the way, is working this ball game along with Foncio Taba and the crew chief today, Mr. Mar Montiel, the former referee of the year. Sa mga unang bahagi tayo ng ating laro. Yung mga napula, yan po ang Purefoods Chunky Giants. As James Yap scores the first TM3 of the ball game. Atid sa inyo ng bagong TM, power to the people, 1-point lead para sa Purefoods, and the ball won't trickle in. Rebound para kay Raimundo, who starts the ball game with Roger Yap, James Yap, June Limpot, and Mark Pingris, who I expect to really blossom now because of the injury to John Dan Salvador. He's going to get a lot more playing time. He's going to get a lot more confidence and a lot more looks at the basket para sa Purefoods.
Oh, I think so. No? Mapapasabak siya sa labanan talaga. And Mark Pingris has showed tremendous potential in his first conference with Purefoods last time out. Sabi mo nga, no, I think this is his opportunity. This is his time to show what he can do, especially since he's such a hard worker underneath the boards. Ito yung matchup, no? Si June Limpot bringing Ali Peak way outside. And you have to respect June Limpot's outside shot.
There's a steal by Miranda, the rookie, over to Rivas. Yan yung maganda kay Denok Miranda. Very steady decision-making on the floor. Kaya naman FEU was so successful with Miranda at the quarterback spot nung naglalaro pa siya sa UAAP.
And he's learning, of course, from one of the game's best, si Johnny Abarientos, who's now coming off the bench. Together, Miranda and Abarientos had 9 combined assists in Coca-Cola's last game, that victory over Alaska.
Boy, Miranda is getting the best point guard education, I believe, in the PBA, because he is playing alongside Johnny A, and he is playing for team manager, the one, the only, Hector the Director Calma.
Oh, nga, no? So he's really getting it from both worlds. Best of both worlds.
At saka ano yan, linya talaga yan, because Hector was Johnny's idol, and Johnny is Denok's idol.
Oh, nga, no? Parang generation.
Oo, parang gano'n. Here's Roger Yap over to James Yap. James Yap slicing through. You know, there is a different top to the step of James Yap dito sa Philippine Cup. No, he looks very, very determined.
Well, he's playing very, very confidently. That's for sure. Now, ang tumatao dito kay James Yap is John Arrigo, and I don't think Yap respects Arrigo's defense too much. He's just walking all over Arrigo. I don't know if that's also a defensive matchup that Coca-Cola will want to keep.
Lamang po ang Purefoods, 5-4 with over 8 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Bola kay Miranda, kanang bahagi ng court, pinasa kay Big. Nang gulo doon si Roger Yap. That's his specialty, getting those steals. And here comes Mark Pingris. Medyo mababa yung kanyang bounce pass. And James Yap tried mightily to save that basketball to no avail.
Mabilis nakababa sa depensa dun si Rafi Rivas, and that prevented Mark Pingris from going strong to the hole. Had to change his mind, and resulting in that turnover.
Kami po ay nagagalak na makasalo kayo ngayong Miyerkules ng hapon. Ay po kami mula rito sa Araneta Coliseum, Championship Capital. Si Antonio off to a good start in this ball game with a TM3. Atid sa inyo ng bagong TM, Power to the People. Here's Roger Yap. Pinasa kay Lipot. 6 to shoot para sa Purefoods. Lipot now has to shoot the basketball. He fires and he won't score. Arrigo. To Antonio, who is red hot here in the opening quarter. Not that time. Deep to Miranda. They swing it over to Arrigo. The ball is back with Antonio. He fakes. He goes to Arrigo. Arrigo is thinking about the shot with 15 on the shot clock. Arrigo, what will he do? He goes baseline, and he was hammered inside.
No offensive foul, ang tatawagan.
Oh, he collided with Raimundo, who did a good job of setting up camp under the basketball.
Ako napansin ko, ito si Ali Peak. Once he gets the ball at the post, Purefoods would like Roger Yap to apply the double team because he's such a pesky defender, especially since he's so short and he's got fast hands. Now what Miranda is doing is that he's taking Roger Yap over to the left side if Ali Peak is on the right side, so it makes it difficult for Roger Yap to double team Ali Peak.
Pingris, top of the key, pinasa kay Raimundo. Chucky Giants down by 2. Raimundo inside.
That's taking steps. Again, yung depensa ni Rafi Rivas, well, he really makes a change of shot. He's got those long arms. Mahaba to si Rafi Rivas. Not only does he have long arms, he's also got that long, elongated body.
And long socks. Well, not today. Normally, naka-long socks yan. Okay, timeout tayo with 6:51 to go in the opening quarter. The undefeated Coca-Cola Tigers are up by 2 points, led by the emotional, the charismatic, the intense Pinky Favis. And we'll be back with more action inside the Big Dome after these messages. Ayan po si Coach Vincent Pinky Favis. You may remember he was actually part of that championship run by Ginebra with Shotang Kitsen. Siya po yung assistant coach doon. Also helped Coca-Cola win their championship back in 2002. So pagdating po sa championship experience, hindi po nagkukulang etong si Pinky.
And he certainly has the tools and the weapons to whip Coca-Cola into a championship caliber team. Okay, sa depensa naman ng Purefoods, dalawang beses na inagawan ng Purefoods ito si Ali Ping, getting the ball over at the low post. First was Roger Yap. Now, just lately, it was Mark Pingris who stole that ball. Check out some data here about Pinky Favis.
Oh, he has coached in a lot of places. Amateur, professional.
Pati UST High School yata na.
Yes.
Naka-coach there. And
Correct,
I think he might have won a championship
Yes,
also.
he did, as a matter of fact. And he used to be a UAAP star as a player para sa Glowing Goldies, although he did start his career sa UAAP with the Green Archers kasi Lasal Green Hills itong si Pinky.
But one of the feathers in his cap, of course, is his wife is Ella Altaguer. Yeah. The sister of Dino Altaguer.
That has to be his biggest accomplishment.
Yeah. So, maswerte siya. Yeah. Si Ella, of course, kaibigan natin. Ella's father, Per Altaguer, is a very good friend, and Per is the brother of that boxing patron, si Tony Altaguer of Cebu.
Well, Nico, going back tong kay Coach Binky Fabis, I just want to share with you guys something that I saw dun sa dugout right before the game. Makikita mo siya on the court dito pag nagko-coach siya, very intense. But right before the game, I went into their dugout about an hour before nung laro at makikita mo siya, he was in one chair dun sa may loob ng banyo. Kung makikita niyo yung dugout dito sa Araneta, nakasegregate yung mga banyo. Nandun lang siya mag-isa at nag-iisip, focusing for the game. So makikita mo how intense and how passionate Coach Binky prepares for a game.
Well, kanina nga, no? During the announcement of the starting lineups, nakayuko siya. Again, very much deep in thought. Probably thinking about the matchups, his sub patterns. You always expect 100% performance from Binky Fabis as well as his team.
2-point ball game dito sa opening quarter. Lamang po ang Coca-Cola 9-7. Alipiko na basketball, double team. They'll swing it over to Miranda. Miranda no go. But here's the factor I like about Denok Miranda. He is a power point guard. He's not the fastest point guard. He doesn't have the smoothest shooting touch, but he is one of the he's a point guard with good upper body strength. Kanya hindi siya basta-basta pwedeng mamain ng mga kalaban.
Oo, may kaha ito si Denok. No, not only that, I think he is a very intelligent player. He makes very good decisions on the floor. He knows when to take the shot. He knows when to pass the ball. And si Denok Miranda, you see him passing the ball.
Here's a TM3 mula kay Will Antonio. Atid sa inyo ng bagong TM, Power to the People. As Miranda knocks in the second free throw, si Pingris ang tinawagan ng foul, his first personal. By the way, a former member of Purefoods, Billy Mamaril, is now in the game para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. Pinalitan si Rafi Rivas, who is now in foul trouble with 2 personal fouls. James Yap fakes and fires, no goal. Bola na punta kay Lipot, bagong shot clock para sa Purefoods. Al-Tadi is now in the game for the first time. And Kid Lightning's shot is swatted away by Mamaril.
Now, key to that defensive formation ng Coca-Cola is that they had a last line of defense. Nakawala dun si Artadi from his guard, who was Denok Miranda. But nandun yung last line of defense. Mamaril swatting that ball away.
Now, this is a very, very flexible backcourt para kay Binky Fabis. You have Miranda and then you have Singson, who can also play the point guard spot.
Exactly. Siya nga nagdala ng bola, no? That time out. And Denok Miranda shifting over to number 2 spot. I think they want Denok Miranda to match up against James Yap. And Artadi, now that time he got away. And kanina he didn't get away.
That's why you call him Kid Lightning. He is very quick. Antonio to Singson. Singson, what's he doing? Posting up Pingris. And that's going to happen. Post up John Mark Pingris. 7 to shoot para sa Tigers. Bola na kay Vic. Singson can't shoot. He runs over Artadi for an offensive foul.
Well, Coca-Cola's offense is not quite in sync because you know that there is a concerted effort to put the ball in the hands of Peak. And Peak is getting doubled and he's had to pass the ball. And that offense is not quite in sync as a result.
Lamang pa rin ang Coca-Cola ng dalawa, 11-9 here in the opening quarter of play. You're looking at Denok Miranda, former FEU Tamarao. Here's his matchup with Paul Artadi. Nag-abot to sa UAAP when Artadi was still playing for UE. Denok has shown that he really can play among men in the last conference. It's really Paul Artadi who has to prove his worth. Kasi nung last conference, wala siya masyadong pinakita. But here in the Philippine Cup, this is really an opportunity for him to show his stuff.
Well, certainly in that first game ng Purefoods, nagpakita na si Paul Artadi. Double 8 ang ginawa niya, no? 8 points and 8 assists. And those figures certainly aren't bad for a point guard who came off the bench and played 21 total minutes. He was 3 out of 7 from the floor and 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. And that 2 out of 3 performance is a marked improvement considering that in the last conference, he shot less than 50%. In fact, one of only 10 players who had a higher field goal percentage than their free throw percentage, which is very unusual usually shoot free throws much with a higher percentage than from the field because you're not guarded.
Oh, I read that column. But a few times I got hold of your newspaper. Kasi hinihintay ko yung padala mo na complimentary.
Akala ko palagi sold out.
Yes, Bobra yung kanyang tira. And Mamaril clearing the rebound para sa Tigers. Under 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Here's Antonio. After making his first couple of shots, nagbimintis siya ngayon. Artadi on the move. Artadi trying to squeak past Barrientos. No go on the outside shot. Pero mapapansin mo hinito, no? Si Paul Artadi, he's more aggressive now. Parang hindi na siya ngayon nahihiya or natsatsahe, no? To take matters into his own hands.
Kailangan lang eh. And I'm sure Coach Ryan Gregorio and Assistant Coach Ronnie Magsanok have been telling him that he's got to play with a lot more confidence if he's to make his mark in this league. Look at this backdoor play here by Purefoods. Oh, but walang pakakatawad doon si Mark Pingris and Artadi losing possession. Alam mo, magandang matchup din yan, ha? Si Abarientos at saka si Paul Artadi. I would say that Artadi would be at least a step quicker than Johnny Abarientos because of the age difference. But hey, Abarientos is a lot smarter.
Johnny A is Johnny A.
Oh, again, look at that double team on Ali Peak.
Ball hugging, oh.
Oh, yes.
That's what Purefoods has been doing on Ali Peak. They've really put the clamps on Ali. At hindi makakita ng ano to, ha? Wala po ang pagkakataon.
Exactly. He has no space to maneuver. And that time, si Paul Artadi nag-double team.
Let's go to Dominic.
Talking about Paul Artadi, sinasabi niyo nga kanina na maganda linalaro niya. And I said that Coach Ryan is expecting that from him. Pero sabi nga niya, the challenge to Paul Artadi is to play within his strengths. Meaning, pagka binibigay sa kanya yung 3 points, dapat mag-step in siya and one shot. Kasi yun yung pinapractice na ngayon sa ensayo, yung mga medium range jump shots niya. So sabi niya ni Coach Ryan, I'm actually trying to motivate them using their mind. Sabi na, play within your strengths lang. Nico?
Salamat, Dominic. James, have nothing wrong with the outside shot of James Yap as he ties the game.
It was a step-back jumper by James Yap.
Rebound para kay Raimundo. And a near steal by Johnny A who almost goes overboard. Halos sa tapakan yung mga kaibigan natin from the press corps.
A very low-scoring ball game, 2:16 to go here in our first period. And look at the score. Both teams are tied at 11 apiece. And Ali Peak has not scored a single point sa game na to. Ano ba nangyayari dito, no? I think Julie Pot did an excellent job of denying possession. Of course, that double team, that is a definite rule here. Pag nakahawak ng bola si Ali Peak, kaagad may double team. And now it's Mark Pingris who's taking care of Ali Peak one-on-one. Matindi itong ginagawa ng Purefoods kay Ali Peak. Purefoods wants to play a defensive game, and so far so good para sa kanila, although they have not, well, they did lead at only once at 3-2.
Barrientos, 15-footer on the way, showing Artadi how it's done. Johnny A, the former PBA MVP, gives Coca-Cola 2-point lead, 13-11. Under 2 minutes to play dito sa opening quarter. Bola na kay Artadi. Pinasa sa kanyang matarik na kaibigan, si James Yap. Laban kay Simpson. James Yap, step back, fishing for a foul. No dice. Ito na si Abarientos. Abarientos over to Wainwright. Wainwright spots up, 3-point. Basket's on the way. No, it's a two-pointer. It's a two-pointer para kay Wainwright, and it's a 4-point ball game in favor of Coca-Cola.
Abarientos making a difference. Kanina siya nakatira ng field goal, and then in that last play, he had the assist.
Ray Evangelista, binigay kay Raimundo, 8 to shoot. Under a minute to play at may 2-point lead pa rin ang Coca-Cola, 15-13. Sing-song cross-court pass to Wainwright. Mamaril. Binigay kay Abarientos. 11 to shoot para sa Coca-Cola. Abarientos on the move. Abarientos. No go. Ali Peak. Will he score for the first time? No! His first miss in 2 games. Dahil di nagmintis tong si Ali nung
Well,
last game.
he's getting frustrated because of the defense of Purefoods. At kanina napansin natin, nagkaroon ng defensive switch. Si Rhea Evangelista, a much taller defender, was on Johnny Barrientos all the way from the backcourt. Reason being that yung sinabi natin kanina, the last two offensive plays ng Coca-Cola, it was Johnny Barrientos who orchestrated. He sank the field goal and he dished off for the open look for Rob Wainwright. So let's see whether that defensive matchup would hold. Evangelista on Johnny Barrientos. Meanwhile, free throws coming up for Pingris.
Definitely, Pingris' move from Air 21 to Purefoods, I believe, was a win-win situation because that really allowed Ranedel De Ocampo more room to operate, more playing time to really blossom into his own. At para naman kay Pingris, he adds a very wide and athletic body dito sa Purefoods. At tamang-tama naman dahil nawala pa itong si John Dan Salvador.
Yes, and of course, ang kailangan ng Purefoods is more bulk, more rebounding strength,
and more inspiration. Kasi inspirado rin itong si
ay,
Pingris.
oo, tama. Oo, si DS pala, no?
Oo.
Si Danica Soto,
Yes.
ang kanyang girlfriend that I was in fact listening to an interview with Danica and Danica's mother, si Dina Bonneville.
Dina is an inspiration to everybody.
Ah, yes, of course. But, well, now, after that conversation, naging inspiration na din ni Mark Pingris si Dina Bonneville. Kung hindi, mag-iingat siya.
Here's Wainwright from the corner! No, in and out. And the ball goes out of bounds and will go to Purefoods. Si Pingris ay uupo muna and Richard Yee is in the game for the first time. Tigers up by 1 here, 15-14. 9 seconds to go bago matapos ang opening quarter. Mundo against Mamarin.
Zone defense being played here by Coca-Cola.
Shot mula kay James Yap at magtatapos ang opening quarter of play. The Coca-Cola Tigers. The Cool Cat Mike Cortez in the house dahil maglalaro po sila mamaya.
Well, Miko, it's very obvious that all the coaches are paying a lot of extra attention now to how all the different teams are playing. Kasi nagbago na ang mga role dito, no? With the all-Filipino format back in stride, no? And now being applied sa ating Philippine Cup. And you're seeing players adjusting to new roles, to new positions. A lot of players who play multiple positions are now giving a lot of opportunities to shine. Kaya na naman the coaches are sharpening their pencils in their scouting assignments.
In other words, yung mga videotape nung huling conference, hindi mo na pwede masyadong asahan yun because I mean, there are a lot of players who are adjusting very, very well to the present playing conditions like Mark Kagiwa, for instance, James Yap, Ali Peak. Unfortunately for Ali Peak, siya po ay talagang pinipigilan ng gusto ng Purefoods. He is coming off a game wherein he was perfect, 12 out of 12 from the field. Back in the opening quarter, Ali Peak was held to just one field goal attempt. Mintis pa yun.
But he had 4 rebounds. Mga kaibigan, he had his touches. Ang dahil niyang beses nakahawak ng bola, but he had to give up the pass or the ball because of the double team. Na napanggit din natin about the all-Filipino format ng ating Philippine Cup. Hindi lang nagbago yung mga roles ng players, but nagbago din yung mga players ng coaches. Kasi alam naman natin, in a tournament where you have imports, those imports are gonna get their touches and they handle the ball the majority of the time. Here's Rafi Rivas at the stripe.
Pero alam mo, Kinito, merong hindi nagbago. Kahit nawala na yung mga import, nagbago yung mga play, alam mo pa rin ang love life ng mga players.
Hindi, nagbabago din yan. Depende. Kung hindi sila, kung hindi sila kasal. Ayan. Although, meron din tayong mga balita na huwag na natin pag-usapan.
Ano ba ito pinag-uusapan? Batiin na lang natin yung mga nanonood sa kanilang mga tahanan. PBA Wednesday po ang inyong pinapanood live from the Big Dome. Miko Halili kasama si El Decano, Senyor Kinito Henson. At kasama rin natin the only walking and talking Spanish chinovela, Dominic Uy.
Incidentally, many of our viewers who might be watching who have relatives in Hong Kong, Ano ba? Sabihin ninyo sa mga kamag-anak ninyo. Darating na po ang PBA sa Hong Kong to play on Sunday. That's right, this Sunday at 2 p.m. sa Queen Elizabeth Stadium. At meron po kayong mga kamag-anak, and I'm sure a lot of our mga kababayan, meron tayong mga sama, friends or kababayan nandiyan sa Hong Kong. Magsikot na po sana sila sa Queen Elizabeth Stadium and greet and welcome the PBA teams playing there. Talking Tex and Purefoods will go at it in Hong Kong.
Speaking of Purefoods, they have tied the game at 16. Here in the early goings of the second period, Raimundo against Mamaril, former teammates, Richard D. His shot is swatted away by Rivas. Here comes Singson. Singson on the move. Singson spins. Pinasa kay Rivas. Rivas loses the ball to Evangelista.
Oh, what defense being played by Purefoods. They've taken away the transition attack ng Coca-Cola. And talk about transition attack. On the other end, naka-score naman ng Purefoods. Unmolested 2 points.
Nice stretch coming from Raimundo. Nakakapit muli ng Purefoods ang kalamangan 18-16 with over 9 minutes to go in the first half. On the floor right now for Coca-Cola, it's Johnny A, Rivas, Wainwright, Pamaril, and Singson. Rebound para kay Raimundo. Para naman sa Purefoods, they have Roger Yap, Castillo, Richard D, Evangelista, and Raimundo.
Open shot there for Rafi Rivas. Wasn't able to deliver. And that play should have been set up for Rob Wainwright because he's not going to miss from distance. Oh, look at Boy Castillo. What a turnaround shot.
And what a turnaround by Purefoods. After falling behind in the opening quarter, the Chunky Giants regained the lead. 20-16 here in the second quarter. Roy Castillo surprising the defense with that turnaround jumper. Here's Arrigo, he fires and he won't score. Kapos ang kanyang binitawan. 4-point lead para sa Purefoods, 20-16 with over 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Iko, it's significant that the two hot shots ng Coca-Cola are going blank in this game so far. Si Arrigo at saka si Ali Pink. Neither has scored sa game na to. And Purefoods is now controlling the tempo with its excellent defense. An excellent offense from the outside.
Kasamang buenas. Itong second quarter run ng Purefoods as Roger Yam nails a TM3 sa sa inyo ng bagong TM. Power to the people. Sa makatwid, ito na po ang lamang ng Purefoods, 23-16 as we near the 8-minute mark of the second quarter.
And what about this 9-1 run to open the second period by Purefoods? Only 1 point scored here by Coca-Cola. And that's a long 3-point shot coming from Arrigo, way out of his range.
You know, itong si Ali Pig at si John Arrigo, they were red hot in the last game of Coca-Cola. Pero kumbaga sa lumang soft drinks, wala nang spirit ang kanilang pinapakita dito sa first half.
But the number ni Ali Pig 73. Very strange combination of numbers. Ano?
Sabi niya dati number 1 siya pero parang malas siya dun sa number 1 eh. So parang binago niya just to change things up.
Well, 3 plus 7 equals 10. Kanyang may number 1 din yun.
And while Quinito tries to decipher the mysteries of Ali Pig's jersey number, punta natin si Dominic Wood.
Actually, Miko, napansin ko rin yan kanina kaya tinanong ko na sa kanya eh. Sabi niya wala lang. Naisip lang niya for a change. Tapos itong si John Arrigo, narinig niya, tinanong ko itong si Ali Pig. So sabi ni John Arrigo, alam mo kasi kamukha niya yung football player na si Sean Alexander na number 37 na binaliktad lang daw. So we'll find out more really kung ano yung rason. Pero yun yung nasagap nating balita kanina.
Maraming salamat Dominic kasi nagko-compute na dito si Quinito eh. Naaawa na ako eh.
Oh, there must be a hidden meaning. Hidden meaning to
parang
that
eh.
73.
Hinahanapan mo ng Da Vinci Code, no? Yung jersey number ni Ali.
Sabi ko nga baka yung year he was born eh. Pero sabi niya, I'm not that old.
I know, definitely not. Baka naman that's his personal ambition for a career high.
73 points.
Aalamin ko yan mamaya.
Okay, bago pa ako sa mapunta to. Nagkaroon po ng TM3 kanina si Roger Yap. Patid sa inyo ng bagong TM. Power to the people.
And Coach Ryan Gregorio very comfortable in that matchup. Junlin fought against Ali Peak.
Miranda back up on the court and back in the flow. Miranda with 6 points in the ball game. Pero 5 pa rin ang abante ng Purefoods, 23-18. As we near the halfway mark of the second quarter, nice move coming from Richard D. Kanya balik na naman sa 7 ang abante ng Purefoods. At walang kakupas-kupas ang depensa ni Ray Evangelista. That's going to be number 3 against John Arrigo.
A dire situation here, especially since Arrigo has not even scored a single point. And Coach Pinky Favis not liking the way things are going here for the Tigers. Purefoot slowly inching away.
Evangelista. Oh, that's going to be number 4 against Arrigo. And there's a technical foul called by Mar Montiel, who is standing in front of the Coca-Cola bench.
Well, when that foul call was made, Coach Ryan Gregorio let out a nice yell saying, yes! Sabi niya. Kasi alam niya ito si John Arrigo. It's a big thorn on his side.
At sabi naman ng Arrigo, no! No! Ayun, tinawagan siya ng foul. Hindi niya po nagustuhan. Sabi ni Mar Montiel, I've heard enough. Technical foul, John Arrigo.
Well, that technical foul I think was deserved, but about that personal foul kanina, I don't know,
At patuloy na nag-uusap itong si Mar at si John Arrigo. Mar Montiel has seen his share of close calls and arguments. He's a veteran official, as John Arrigo has no other recourse but to go to the bench.
That's 4 personal fouls now for Arrigo.
So it's been a long afternoon for Ali Peak and John Arrigo.
Oh, yes. Neither has scored in this game, and Arrigo already with 4 personal fouls. Si Peak, no personal foul. Of course, Peak has 6 rebounds across his name.
There's a steal by Mamarin. Naghahabol po ang Coca-Cola by 8 points. Here's Miranda, the rookie. Pinasa kay Singson. Singson on the move. Yung kanyang pasa natapik. And it ends up with Richard D. Richard D hands it over to Castillo. Castillo fires in and out. And yung rebound na punta kay Mamarin. Under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Singson, lob pass. Ali Peak desperately needs to get in the groove for Coca-Cola. And he will go to the line.
You know, in the previous play, I noticed that Ali Peak, hindi siya pumaposted down at the low block or deep in the low block. He was posting up high and he was setting off screens. So parang he's saying, okay, if I'm not able to get my shots off, maybe I should just play decoy, maybe I should just set screens from up high rather than try to get the ball, and then he'll be double teamed because it disrupts the flow of the offense of Coca-Cola. That's also a part of a good player, of a team player, in that he adjusts what has to be done to get his team ahead in this game. Ali Peak with only 1 point. Make that 2.
So wala pang field goal conversion si Ali Peak, but he's on the score sheet with those 2 free throws. Castillo pinasa kay Raimundo. 6-point lead para sa Purefoods, 26-20. Over 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and that's an offensive foul by one of the senior statesmen on Purefoods lineup, Ray Evangelista. Tanging si Ray Evangelista na lang yung natitirang link between the Purefoods of now and the Purefoods of the yesteryears with Alvin and Jerry Godinera. Here's Will Antonio from the corner. No go. Who gets the ball? It's Will Antonio again. Antonio.
I think Mamaril has to be more active offensively here. And they need to get the ball to Mamaril and see what he can do. Here's Ali Peak. He's continuing to miss. Hindi nakakakuha ng bola si Mamaril. He's a player who can score at the post. He's also got a good jumper from medium range.
Dixon. Nowhere to go. Right pass para kay Pete. Thinks got the ball back. And then he loses the ball anew.
Again, yun ang disruption of the offensive flow ng Coca-Cola by Purefoods defense. Coca-Cola really wanted the ball in the hands of Pete, and they're forcing it. They should go to other weapons on the floor just to keep the defense guessing. Okay, now si Mamaril. Let's see what they can do. Ito sinasadlak. Hindi naman pumasok. But at least he took it strong. Oh, he gave up the foul.
Natamaan si Evangelista.
Mamaril with a sorry miss from inside.
Sayang yung layup ni Mamaril that could have cut down the deficit to 4. At natamaan pa dito si Evangelista. Ayun, tinamaan nung malaking kamay ni Mamaril.
Meron kaming preparation para sa kanya dahil sa nagawa niya ng last game na maganda nga yung game niya. And ready na kami dahil nakapag-prepare kami ng maayos para sa buong team nila. Pero kay Alin, siyempre meron kaming special na gagawin.
Kirby Raimundo and the other big man of Purefoods doing a masterful job containing Ali Peak. Sa katunayan, etong si Ali, ano pa lang to, 0 out of 2 from the field. Yung kanyang 2 points galing sa free throw line yun. So yung depensa ng Purefoods, particularly their interior defense, doing an excellent job so far here in the first half. Kita nyo naman yung diferensya. Nung huling laro ng Coca-Cola, nag-27 points si Ali. Perfect 12 out of 12 from the field. All-time best yan, ha? Na perfect field goal shooting ng kahit sinong player sa PBA. As action continues here in the second quarter. 6-point lead para sa Purefoods. Here's Raimundo. And nice help defense provided by Noong Miranda. And that forces Raimundo to give up his first personal foul. Kanya lang penalty na ang Purefoods. So Miranda will march to the free throw line. 2 free throws for rookie. Mabuti naman at itong si Miranda ay nalagpasan na yung kanyang foot injury that sidelined him for the most part of the Fiesta Conference. And certainly Coca-Cola needs him to be on the court playing. After all, the future of this franchise is heavily reliant on Miranda developing as a quarterback. Point guard, starting point guard.
Oh, si Noong Miranda had a pretty good showing in the previous conference, no? And check out his stats. Si Miranda averaged 5.4 points a game, and he also averaged 25 minutes a contest. So those are pretty hefty numbers coming from a rookie.
5-point lead para sa Purefoods, 26-21. Here's Raimundo. Roger Yap for 3. But there's a steal by James Yap. And that's a blocking foul against Miranda.
Blocking foul number 3, Noong Miranda. His first 3 on the Tigers.
3:42 to go in the second quarter. Actually, itong matchup ni Roger Yap at ni Miranda, it's a matchup between power point guards. Parang malaking kahan ito for point guards. Here's Limpot back on the court. Limpot fires, no go. Ali Peak with a rebound. Here's Miranda. Pinasa kay Peak. And he misses 0 out of 3 from the field.
Oh, he still can't get a field goal. But napansin natin, no? A concerted effort on the part of Coca-Cola to push the ball up. And what about the easy 2 points by Julie Pot from the inside? Ito, again, Miranda trying to push that ball and finding the open man.
Pangalawang TM3 na po yan ni Will Antonio. Hatid sa inyo ng bagong TM, Power to the People. And that will cut down Purefoods' lead to 4, 28-24. Roger Yap to James Yap. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock para sa Purefoods. Raimundo with a leather laban kay Ribes. And Raimundo shoots over the long arms of Ribes, which is never easy to do. 6th point of the ball game para kay Raimundo. Bola mananatili sa bakuran ng Coca-Cola. They have a new shot clock as we near the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. Six on over to Miranda. Miranda on the ball. Miranda, where's he going? Outside. Will Antonio. No, yes sir! No fail on that TM3. Hatid sa inyo ng bagong TM. Power to the people. Back-to-back TM triples para kay Antonio.
And Antonio is the first player in double figures. He's been the beneficiary of those passes coming from Miranda.
James Yap. Could have traveled that time. Di bola na punta kay Miranda. And action continues. Miranda on the move. Miranda all the way for 2.
What a turnaround here for Coca-Cola. They were down by 8, and with good defense, they've cut this lead down to just 1.
As we enter this 30-second timeout. So itong Coca-Cola, they're now knocking on the door. Down by just a solitary point with 1 minute and 34 to go in the second quarter. At ngayon naman, silipin natin ang ating happy moment. Featuring Christine and Robles of Pasig City. This happy moment is brought to you by Happy Toothpaste, the first PDA-approved Filipino toothpaste. May cellphone number pa rito. 09. Huwag na natin basahin.
Ha? Pati cellphone number, binibigay na?
Oo. Hindi natin kailangan, hindi natin pwede sabihin. Oo.
Sino pa yung humingi nun?
Well, ang alam ko, ako
Kasi
hindi.
Dominic.
Siguro.
Hindi naman.
Alam ko, hindi ko hiningi yan.
30 seconds at Coca-Cola Tigers.
Mark Pingris and the Chunky Giants are in a quandary here. Yung kanilang 8-point lead kanina ay natunaw dito sa napakainit na pinapakita ng Coca-Cola in the second quarter. The Tigers going for their 3rd consecutive win here in the Grand Matador Philippine Cup, undefeated. And it's such a turnaround from their performance in the Fiesta Conference.
But here in the last few minutes of this period, it's been Dennis Miranda running the show for Coca-Cola. He not only has scored 5 points dito sa quarter na to, but nahahanap niya kung sino mga libre. At saka one other thing, hindi nila pinapwersa na yung bola kay Alipik. Limpor is doing a good job of denying, and Will Antonio, as we said, he's been the recipient of a lot of those passes coming from this young man, si Denok Miranda. And Antonio with 11 points. Pero talaga pagod na pagod dito si Miranda because he was pushing up the ball. And very clearly, Pinky Fabis wanted a change of pace because Purefoods was deliberately slowing things down. Now, what about what Binky's saying now?
Well, he's trying to clarify something with the officials table. And, you know, this is the Pinky Fabis we're used to seeing. Very emotional, very fiery, very feisty.
Okay, mukhang pinapapunta na si Pinky Fabis sa kanyang bench. He was trying to explain a point, but we'll try to find out exactly what he was trying to say.
You know, actually, in this matchup, we have in the game 2 of the more emotional coaches in the PBA. Pinky Fabis para sa Coca-Cola and Ryan Gregorio para sa Purefoods. Minute and 19 to go in the first half. Limpot fakes. Limpot slight bump on Will Antonio. And the foul was called downstairs by Noong Kilingen. Napangiti na lang si Antonio.
At that point that Pinky Fabis was making was about which team could call the timeout after the ball was converted. So he was just trying to make a point.
You know, he's still at it, ha? Hanggang ngayon, kinakausap rin niya yung officials table.
Oo. At referee, of course, was saying, Coach, ball si play na tayo.
Adrian, hang time. The ball refuses to drop. Mamaril with the rebound. Pagkakataon para sa Coca-Cola to regain the lead. Lob on for Rivas.
Miranda's putting on a show.
Yes, what a first half for the rookie, Denok Miranda. I mean, you said it. He has been the orchestrator par excellence for Coca-Cola here in the second period.
I think the way he has pushed the ball up, the change of pace that Coach Binky Favis wanted, he certainly got it done. At saka may tulong din si Denok, no? Because si Dale Singson is on the floor at the same time. So yung responsibility of the shoulders of Denok, medyo na siya share din ni Dale Singson. You watch what he's doing here. Pushing up the ball. And what a pass and an alley-oop play for Rafi Rivas.
Kung kaya't lamang na ng isa ang Coca-Cola as they get the ball back with 35 seconds to go before the end of the second quarter. Mamaril double team. Mamaril cross-court pass. Antonio is red hot here in the first half. Pinasa kay Ato Morano. Three-pointer no go. Rebound para kay James. Yep, 22 seconds to go before the end of the first half. Roger Yap is slowing things down. The Junkie Giants will go for the last basket of the second period. They're down by 1. Tatawagan ng holding foul si Morano. And both teams are in the penalty.
Oh, and Coach Binky Favis clearly displeased with that development. 13.8 seconds na lang. And Morano giving up the foul. Ang layo pa ni Roger Yap. Certainly not a shooting situation. Ayun, Binky Favis is talking to Ato Morano, telling him how to play defense. And they just gave up 2 points right here.
Ali Peak coming back to replace Rivas with 13.8 seconds to go. Rivas with 2 personal fouls to his name.
Now that substitution shows you that Binky Favis realizes the importance of every possession sa game na to. Actually, 13.8 seconds to go. Peak is back on the floor.
Morano for 3.
Oh, he tried to redeem himself back there.
2 seconds to go. Ibabato na ito ni James. He has a good look. And it hits the rim, but it does not drop. Diyan magtatapos.